So ARQQ, this channel's favorite quantum computing stock, has pretty much tripled so far. But what is another industry that could benefit from quantum computing booming? This industry that we're going to talk about today is cybersecurity. So cybersecurity can be an excellent investment for high growth in the future, but it depends on market conditions, specific companies, and your investment goals. So some reasons why cybersecurity can be considered a high growth industry is the increasing cyber threats, the rise of cyber attacks on governments, businesses, individuals, ransomware, data breaches, which obviously drives the demand for more cybersecurity. And then digital transformation, where you have all these businesses around the world moving to more hybrid and remote working and more digital work, digitizing everything pretty much, which means more encryption and cybersecurity is needed. And the cybersecurity market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of over 10% over the next 6 years. And then regulatory environment, the governments worldwide are enforcing stricter cybersecurity regulations, which drives demand for compliance solutions. And then the development of AI, machine learning, quantum computing, and many cybersecurity firms use subscription-based models, which is very good for cash flow and provides predictable revenue streams. And quantum computing, of course, can be a big game changer. So companies that are focusing on quantum computing can be where you might see the big growth in the future. Of course, before we dive into this video, remember that nothing in this video is financial advice and it's for entertainment purposes only. So of course, if we're going to mention the upsides of investing in cybersecurity, we have to go over some of the challenges, and these include intense competition. There's the big players, and then there's the smaller startups, which can pressure like margins and innovation timelines. And then there's the high valuations, which is kind of the situation with any tech stocks right now, which is basically really high PE ratios, which makes them sensitive to any interest rate changes or market corrections. But this is usually not too much of an issue for stable companies or a company that has a good foundation. And then execution risks, and then some companies which try to constantly innovate to keep up with new demands and new problems that come up. This takes a lot of research and development resources. And then of course economic downturns can affect this sector negatively, because when there's economic downturns there might be less spending from companies on cybersecurity, or basically revenue coming into cybersecurity firms. And then of course the stocks that would probably give you the highest gains, like the ones that are more focused on quantum computing, would also carry the highest risk because they'd be quite speculative. So there are a bunch of stocks that are involved with cybersecurity, some of which are focused specifically on quantum computing, some of which are just general cybersecurity but have significant investments in cybersecurity. And I'm going to try to go over some of them, and I'm going to also tell you like what I'm doing and what I think is a good way to go about doing this. So just to be clear, before today I pretty much haven't owned any specific cybersecurity stock. Like I've had stocks like Google, Microsoft, which have some cybersecurity related stuff, but none of these stocks that I'm gonna go over today. There is one that I just started like a tiny position in, but it's like the most speculative out of all of these, and we're gonna go through everything, so don't worry. So there are many stocks, including like Palo Alto Networks, Cisco, Fortinet, Arqit Quantum, CrowdStrike, IBM, Zscaler, whatever you want to call it. Even Nokia has come up, apparently with some investments in quantum computing, apparently. Cloudflare, Okta. I mean, a lot of these I've never even heard of before, which is why I also need your help. So if you know any of these stocks, or you have any good cybersecurity stocks, or you have any valuable opinions, like, I would love to hear them in the comments below. I'm still, of course, doing more research on this topic, but I thought this could be a good video to just open up and go through like an investment strategy sort of thing. Even if it's, I mean, I will mention specific stocks and what I'm doing, but of course everyone has their own way about way of going about things. So anyway, so from what I've seen, from like a sort of a very foundational, basic look at things, I can see that Palo Alto Networks and Fortinet seem to have shown good, like stable growth, fairly stable growth, with Palo Alto being probably the most stable and most blue chip. It has the most blue chip like movement. Palo Alto and Fortinet are both around 100 billion market cap, or if not more. So for example, Palo Alto has consistent growth. It's appreciated significantly over the past 5 years, and it's also effectively integrated AI solutions, which investing in AI or quantum computing is both quite key for. So, sorry, I apologize if I didn't go over like the basic idea. The basic idea is that if quantum computing is going to become a thing in the near future, in the next 5-10 years sort of, that is going to make extremely powerful computers which good people can have and bad people can have. So it can be extremely powerful for you and for a company to use and whatever, and it will also be extremely powerful for someone who is trying to harm other people or hack or send out viruses or do whatever sort of stuff, or do anything malicious basically. So there's gonna have to be like, if there's gonna be computers that are that powerful, there's gonna need to be cybersecurity that is equally powerful, if not more powerful. So just like if you have extremely strong machine guns, for example, you would need to have extremely strong bulletproof glass as well, where it would be needed. So companies that are investing into AI or quantum related research and development are probably the most likely to, I would say, are probably the most likely to experience the highest growth. Some of the big companies like Palo Alto and even Google, Microsoft, whatever, who are already investing in this to some extent right now, and like Palo Alto is generally focused on cybersecurity, and they're investing in some AI stuff which can significantly help, like enhance the cybersecurity. But then you have companies like Arqit Quantum, which is pretty much only focusing on quantum computing related cybersecurity, from what I can understand. It is quite a beat down stock right now. Like ARQQ is not doing too great right now. Believe it or not, this is the only one I've actually, I like started a tiny position in it like today, just before this video. This is meant to be like a very small, high risk, speculative position. Like I am more than prepared that this can go to zero. So just keep that in mind if you plan on investing in this, because quantum computing itself needs, you could say 5 to 10 years to become like relevant, like realistically being used in our life, from what I understand. And investing in something like ARQQ is gonna be a bit stressful, to say the least. Like it's probably gonna not be like a very smooth ride, because first of all, they've had the typical like hype from their SPAC, which is like a couple of years ago. And it's in the early stages of monetization, with most of its money coming from government and pilot contracts rather than broad enterprise adoption. And some people argue that the company struggled to transition from proof of concept to actual scalable commercial deployment. So I mean, apart from that, it's like a relatively small company, like market cap of like 300 million-ish. It has low revenue, cash flow issues. So I mean, investing in this would definitely be like very speculative. Like I would definitely not go all in or put a significant amount of money that I care about in this. If this goes big, it'd be great, but I'm not gonna bet too hard on it. But of course, if quantum computing takes off how we hope, and this company is in the lead because they're focusing on it more than others from now, they could potentially be market leaders in the future. But it is very speculative. I'm just gonna stress that again. So anyway, there's a lot of details that I could go into, but I'm just trying to keep the video as simple as I can. But basically, the way I'm planning to go about this is, I have Google, Microsoft, stuff like that I have already in my portfolio, great stocks, but if we want to focus on stuff that is just cybersecurity or very focused on cybersecurity, one way would be to maybe get like an ETF that covers all the cybersecurity, because out of all these cybersecurity stocks, there's many stocks. There's some stocks that are going to be more focused on quantum than others, more focused on AI than others, more just generic cybersecurity, some small caps, big caps, more speculative, low risk, high risk. So especially for me as someone who is not very familiar with the space, buying a sort of ETF would not be a bad idea in my opinion. However, I just don't really like to get ETFs, so I would probably just select like a few and just weigh the positions myself. So I would probably, out of all these stocks that I've looked at so far, of course this could change if I do more research or something, but for now I'm liking Palo Alto Networks and Fortinet. Some of them also, Cisco has like a 3% dividend I think or something if I'm not mistaken. Palo Alto doesn't, Fortinet I'm not sure. Anyway, that's not like very important. So I'm probably going to start off by putting most of my cybersecurity budget, which cybersecurity as a whole would maybe be up to 10% of my overall portfolio, like up to, like I don't think I'd want to go more than that. Let's say if my portfolio is $100,000, I could take $10,000 for cybersecurity, and then out of that maybe put like 5 into no, in fact maybe 6, and put that into Palo Alto, and then 3 and put it into Fortinet, and then maybe that 1 at the end and throw it into ARQQ. Like, I'm not saying exactly this is what I'm gonna do or something, but as in this is the kind of the idea. So when you look out of it, like something like ARQQ would be 1% of 10% of my portfolio, so it would be a very low risk. So anyway, hopefully we'll do another video later on, maybe once I've bought these. I'm not even sure if I'm going to buy them right now. I have started like a small position in ARQQ just as like, you know, like a let's see what happens with this sort of thing. Let's hopefully, you know, maybe in the next few videos we'll go over, you know, any updates, or if you guys let us know, if you guys give us any useful information, maybe we could go over that as well. So let's do this together, hopefully. So anyway, that's all for this video. Best of luck with your investing, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment your thoughts below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.